everybody doing? We are here talking about vagina steams. I am Lindsay. For those of you who don't know me, I am a spiritual fertility coach. I help women with a history of trauma release old emotional wounds, release the ties that hold them back. I help them step into their divine role as a mother and help them get pregnant, help them stay pregnant, and help them literally create the life that they dream about. So I'm super excited to be here today to talk to you about vagina steams, also called V steams, also called Yoni steams. So I actually just got introduced to Yoni steaming a few months ago, actually on my son's first birthday. So on my 1 year anniversary of becoming a mother was when I did my first V steam, and I just thought that was such a beautiful way to really honor my path and to really continue to nurture my divine feminine and to open that up. I work with a lot of women who have issues with periods and have painful periods, have fibroids. I talk to and I speak with women a lot of times who are just trying to save their uterus so they don't have to have a hysterectomy because they have such fibroids. And so talk with a lot of women with endometriosis, and I work with a lot of women with endometriosis and all sorts of period problems. Whether there's a ton of brown blood on their period, whether they have a lot of PMS, a lot of cramping, and a lot of just discomfort and or lacking in missing their periods. So I am currently going through actually a certification program to get certified in V steams. So I'm really excited to be here to talk to you today about them because these are going to be such a massive part of my protocol for everybody. And I really just think, hi Lisa, I really think as women, we are coming into such a time right now where we're really being encouraged to own our divine feminine and to step into our, hi Jamie, and to step into our role as the incredible daughters of the universe that we are. And I work with so many women who have just been so shut off from their divine feminine, and we live in such a masculine society. And for me and myself, I shut myself off intentionally as a way to protect myself after overcoming sexual assault and being taken advantage of. So I literally shut down my femininity and my divine feminine, and I did not realize the impact that was having on my life. I shut myself off of receiving. I shut myself off from receiving money, from receiving prosperity and abundance. I shut myself off from receiving love. And I just shut myself off. And the more I work and the more I work with women, I see this so often. And there's a huge paradigm shift happening. We are raising our vibrations. And as women, a hugely important part of raising our vibration, a huge piece of that is to really tap into our divine feminine and to own the incredible power that we have as women. So I have a very spiritual practice. I work with a lot of spiritual women who are really into this, and I fucking love working with them. It's amazing. And we get so high up here, right? We're very spiritual. We're very up here in our upper chakras, but to be able to go higher and to ascend higher, we also need to be more grounded, and we need to find balance in our womb. We need to find balance in our sacral chakras and in our root chakras. And steaming is such a beautiful way to do this. It's a nurturing way to do this. A lot of the women that I talk to, they've been going to doctors, and a lot of the women that I've worked with, they've gone to doctors a lot. They've been put on drugs. They're either trying to avoid surgery, or they've undergone surgery and had horrible issues with it, and have detrimental results from the surgery, whether from scar tissue, wounds, not taking care of the root problem, so their issues like fibroids just come back. I'm gonna turn the stove down because I've got herbs simmering here for the steam. I hear it bubbling away back here. So if you think about what women go through, right? We go through surgery. We give our power away to doctors, to knives that cut us open and scrape out our insides. And that just, if you think about what that does, like visualizing cutting open and scraping into our insides, that's just causing more wounds. It's causing more wounds, and it certainly doesn't nurture. Like, it's terrifying to go under the knife, right? And it certainly isn't. It makes me so sad for women, because, you know, usually by the time they come to me, they're just desperate and hopeless and want to do something, and a lot of them have given their power away. And so my role is to really encourage and teach them how they can take their power back, whether it's by fixing your period, making menopause way easier to go through, making your periods be like pleasant experiences, because they should not be a pain in the ass that we dread every single month. Our period is a freaking blessing, and they shouldn't be painful, and they shouldn't be a pain in the ass. They shouldn't be, you know, something that causes a disruption in our lives. It should really be something that we honor and we look forward to, because we have this opportunity once a month to reflect and to detoxify. As we bleed every month, we get rid of old shit. So if you don't have your period, if you have brown blood, if you have stuff that's storing up like fibroids, things that are gathering, endometriosis, you are holding on to old shit. Pardon my language, but this is just the real deal here. So we've got to release it. 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 And going under a knife or taking something synthetic to mask our symptoms doesn't get rid of the problem. It doesn't get rid of the old stuff that we're storing onto. So I've really fallen in love with Yoni steaming, and I actually have to thank Jamie Yang, who's on here, for introducing me to Yoni steaming, to vaginal steaming. And it's just such a beautiful, nurturing way to honor our divine feminine, to release the old and to help open up these blockages and to get energy flowing, to literally get energy flowing. So I just really want to spread the wisdom of Yoni steaming to you. And you know, I'm so excited for all of the clients that I'm working with, and myself. You know, I embraced Yoni steaming back in May. I went straight to like learning more about it, and I'm going through a certification process right now, and just learning so much about it. And the more I learn about Western medicine, I mean, I have a 12-13 year history in the medical field, working alongside doctors, and the more I learn about the history of medicine and where it comes from, and in particular gynecology, the more I am so grateful for all of my holistic knowledge, and the more I just want to run away from. This is not to say that like all doctors are bad and medicine is bad, because it absolutely certainly has its place, but I think people really give their power away to it way too quickly, without looking at the things that they can do, and without looking at it more holistically and more spiritually too. You know, it's, if you have imbalances, a lot of times it's stuck energy, and it's just, you know, things that are stuck and things that are imbalanced, and all of that can be balanced out. All of it can be balanced out. All of it can be balanced out. So taking a Band-Aid and allowing things to continue to brew and fester is not going to take care of the problem. So that's what I do with my clients, is I help them take care of their problem, and I help them really reclaim. I help my clients, my women, really just reclaim how incredible they are and their divine feminine power. So if any of you have any questions as we are as I'm talking, please type them in the comments. Sometimes there's a little bit of a delay, but I definitely want to answer your questions to the best of my ability. And I just love hearing from you. So Jamie says gynecology is the most underfunded medical field and most of the research goes into fertility, and it's not holistic at all. And that's really true. It's not holistic at all. And you know, I talk to women, I work with women all the time who've gone through IVF, you know, 6 IUIs and several IVFs. And here's the thing, is like, if you're, first and foremost, if your period is not just smooth and hardly noticeable apart from bleeding blood, no matter what you do, and if you have like old wounds, old emotions that are stored up, no matter what you do to force a pregnancy, it's not going to stick. It's not going to last, because there's the reason you couldn't get pregnant in the first place is because there's this stuff that's not fixed. So a great way to think about that, like, or a great way to just like do a self-assessment, is to look at your periods. Are your periods 4 days long with beautiful bright red blood the whole time, or is there brown blood? Are your periods less than 27 days? Are they you know, are they really long? Are they irregular? Do you have cramping? Are you miserable on your period? Those are signs that you're going to have a really hard time achieving conception and then maintaining and sustaining a really healthy pregnancy. You know, and if you do have periods like that and you do get pregnant, you can absolutely sustain that pregnancy, but there may be issues along the way, and that's not to say you can't resolve those issues while you're pregnant, because you absolutely can. But I want to help you resolve your issues, whether you're trying to get pregnant or you just want to like fix your period and have an enjoyable cycle every month and have a regular cycle, and you know, prepare you for menopause if you're at that stage, and getting ready there. So vaginal steaming, yoni steaming is such a beautiful way, and it feels so fucking good. So I'm going to talk about what you need for a V-steam and essentially what it is. So just like a face steam, we're going to do the same thing for our vagina, for our yoni. And this is a practice that has been practiced all over the world. It was often done by midwives and medicine women. And obviously, you know, our Western medical society has really gotten away from, you know, holistic practices. So in industrialized countries and in first world countries, we're really disconnected from a lot of holistic practices, and midwifery has really shrunken down. So this is a practice that has been shown in you know, Palau, in Africa, all corners of Africa, in Asia, all over Asia, Korean spas. You can usually go to a Korean spa and get a vagina steam. They've been shown in Sweden. They've been shown all over the world, and they were done by midwives. And actually, I found this really interesting, where in Palau, if after a woman gave birth, if her family did not give her a yoni steam, the family was like outcast from the rest, because it's like the most important thing you can do for a woman after she's given birth. And so I wish I had known about this immediately postpartum. So you can safely do yoni steams about 3 days after a woman gives birth, and that will help all the prolapse. It will help everything go up, because if you think about steam, like, right, we're going to steam our face, it helps with these wrinkles, and I'm really getting accentuated little wrinkles right there, my beauty marks. You know, it helps tighten things up. So after prolapse, when you give birth, I mean, everything's hanging out. So it really helps to tighten everything up. And it draws stuff out. And particularly with the healing properties of the herbs that you use, depending on what's going on with you, you'll use different herb blends. You absorb right in that, Jamie, if I'm in LA when my mom gets back into town in a couple of weeks, I'm totally going to come into LA for a day, and we're going to go to the Korean spa together. That'll be freaking awesome. But when you use herbs, I will love that. When you use herbs and steam them and you sit on top of them, all those go right up. It's direct access to your womb, to your yoni, to your vagina, and your canal and everything. And so they will detox and pull everything out. So women often, if you're there, done this right after childbirth, their prolapse goes back right away. It's a fantastic remedy for hemorrhoids because again, it tightens up that skin and it will help draw all the remaining stuff out. So a lot of women, and myself included, I had brown blood when my period came back, and my period took about 6 months to come back after childbirth, and I had brown blood, whereas I never had brown blood before. And this really draws everything out, and it's because there's still old residue stuck in. That's what brown blood is on your period. It means that there's old residue. So your uterine lining didn't get completely clean. So this old stuff is just packing up and packing up and packing up. And what will happen over time, if this isn't taken care of, is it will start to like gelatinize and solidify. And that's where you get fibroids from. And it will, eventually your body's gonna know, hey, I'm not releasing this old stuff. It's getting really crowded in here. So you're just gonna stop having a period altogether. So really, really important, and you bet V-steaming will help pull this out like right away. If you have bacterial vaginosis, you will be able to detox and pull the stuff out. So if you're prone to infections, uterine infections, if you have BV, if there's a smell, if there's unpleasant odor, that means that you have growth, bacterial growth down there, and this will pull this out. So this is like hardly costs anything. You can beat surgery, literally dissolve your fibroids and just have them fall out of you and pull that bacteria out of you. It's like solves everything. And on an energetic level, you're pulling out old emotions. You're pulling out all this stuff that you're taking, you're holding on to, you're storing onto. And I can 100% attest to that because again, I had a lot of recovery to do from recovering from being raped and holding on to a lot of anger and a lot of resentment and literally shutting everything off down there. I shut off my womb, I shut off my root, and so this is just a really great way to help heal in a very gentle, in a very, very, very nurturing way. You can have stuff that you've been storing for 20, 30 years and you will so massively, massively help this. So I'm so passionate about this, and I just really, really, really want to get the word out about this because women, ladies, we've got work to do. We have work to do. Ashley, I'm so glad you find this fascinating. It is like, we've never talked before, but I am so freaking excited and so freaking stoked about this. Layla, I love you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining. I know it's really late your time. Yeah, women, like ladies, we have so much work to do, and we are being called upon to really embrace our divine feminine and to allow her to open up and to be expressed and to be seen and to be heard, because this male-dominated society is not honoring us anymore. Like, we have got to step up. We have so much work to do, and we need to own our freaking awesome and come together as women. Come together as women and know and accept that we are amazing, and it's not selfish to receive. Ashley says, I've been working through my issues with receiving and all of this speaks to me. Yes. I've been working through that too. I don't think there's a woman out there who hasn't had issues with receiving. We are taught that we need to give, and to receive is selfish, and we need to feel guilty for it. And if we receive something, we need to give more. Even something as simple as receiving a freaking compliment, we have to justify the compliment that we receive or put it down, right? Like, someone says, oh, you're so beautiful. I was talking with my soul sister about this earlier today. I used to not be comfortable when people would like give me a compliment and tell me I was beautiful. I'd be like, oh, whatever, it's just this like outfit I'm wearing or whatever. And when I was probably in my early 20s, I'm 35 now, when I started exploring this, and I was like, no, like, I need to just be able to say thank you and leave it at that. And it was so awkward and uncomfortable at first to even receive a compliment. And we're taught that. We're taught that in society, that like we need to give so much more of ourselves and receive just a little bit. and fuck that noise. Like that is not balance. And we internalize a lot of that because we so desperately, like, we want to receive, and it's not selfish. And the only way we can continue to give is if we do receive, because as we nurture ourselves, as we receive, we nurture ourselves and we nurture our soul. So, and we allow ourselves to be nurtured and taken care of, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it's a fucking beautiful thing, and it feels great. I still struggle with it. I mean, we all do, right? I think we all do. If there's anyone out there that does not struggle with receiving on any level, raise your hand and tell us your secret, because seriously, like, I've been working on this for almost 15 years. Like, it takes constant work. Everything takes constant work, and it takes consistency, right? And we'll plateau and hang out there for a little while, and maybe we'll dip, and then we'll up level again. Same within business. It's the same with health. It's the same with our spirituality. It's the same with our fertility. All of, you know, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. So, you know, a lot as spiritual entrepreneurs and spiritual women, we talk about up leveling, and we talk about mindset, right? And the law of attraction. It's the same exact thing. And I see a lot of women, as soon as it comes to their fertility, it just goes all out the window, right? And the power just immediately goes to their doctor or their drug or the fertility treatment, or whatever it is. So I see this. I've been describing it as a battle of the mindsets. I need to change that, because it's not like, it's, you know, it's I just want everyone to understand that you are so freaking amazing, and you have so much power within you, within your womb, and you are not selfish for receiving, and you are not selfish for taking care of yourself. So that was a tangent that just came out. Apparently somebody needed to hear it. I think we all need to hear that. I don't think we can ever get tired of hearing that. So if that resonated with anyone, give me some hearts or something like that. So I do appreciate it. Okay, so I'm gonna go over like kind of what you need for a V-steam, and then I'm gonna demonstrate that for you. So, and thank you so much for the hearts. I do love those so much. So first of all, what you're gonna need, oh, you guys are all so beautiful. Look at all these hearts coming across the screen. Oh, that like just warms me. Thank you. So I'm gonna receive these hearts. Even though I did ask for them, I'm still gonna receive them. Okay, so there's a couple things. You can get actual steaming stools and pots, and I love all these hearts. You guys are so beautiful. I chose to get this because I travel and I'm actually moving. So what I did was I actually ordered just this flat, like, piece of plywood, nice and smooth. It's actually really beautiful with a hole cut out for me to sit on. So I'm gonna sit obviously with my front forward here. This is the thing, if you have hemorrhoids, like, you can just turn this around and steam the rear, and that will help clear up your hemorrhoids right away. So hemorrhoids are unfortunately really common when we're pregnant, and then even after childbirth as well too. So, and if you have stagnation in your root, you can be more prone to hemorrhoids as well too, and that can come from family trauma. Yeah, I found this online, Jamie, and it's awesome. And some of you may know, some of you may not know, I'm actually moving to Hawaii in a few months. So, you know, thinking about shipping my stuff over there, and I'm like downsizing tremendously. I didn't want to just pay for shipping for a box, so I ordered this. It's nice and flat. It'll fit in my suitcase, and I'll probably take it in the carry-on with me just in case anything gets lost. So, so what I do with this is, and then I just grabbed a bucket, and I was at Target. They didn't even have 5-gallon buckets, so this is what I found, and I'm just gonna set this on top. And then I did go get myself a beautiful bowl. You want to get yourself like a ceramic bowl because you're going to put hot steaming herbs in there. And so you want to avoid plastic for where, like, the plastic bucket is okay because the heat isn't actually going on there. But you want to have, TSA will have a field day with my Yoni. Seat. I always have crystals and like Yoni eggs and whatever, so I mean, they're used to me by now. But so I went and bought myself a beautiful bowl. Now, stuff is you're detoxing and pulling things out from inside of you. So whatever you want, whatever bowl you're gonna use, you want it to be purely for this. So this is my beautiful Yoni ball. It has beautiful red flowers on it to represent my, you know, divine feminine and beauty. Jamie says, I heard that rear steaming is also great for anyone who has Crohn's disease and irritable bowel because you're detoxifying and alkalizing the body. Absolutely, absolutely. So anything to help out that rear end right there. So, and what you're doing is you're, with, you know, particularly with the irritable bowel, I mean, Crohn's, you're so inflamed, right? So you're going to, and particularly if you have calendula, really calming, really anti-inflammatory herbs in there, you're very much going to support that rear end and that colon. Absolutely, absolutely. So what I've got is I have some herbs that are simmering on the pot, or excuse me, on the stove behind me, and you can order herb blends. I'm not an herbologist, so I have connected with someone who's amazing, but some really common herbs for a lot of women's issues, particularly with menstrual issues, are like motherwort. Calendula is beautiful. Yes, calendula is so soothing. I always get a big thing. I just tend to have it because I make a lot of my own salves and stuff like that. Particularly when I did body work, I was always making my own lotions. So I ordered, just from this website, there is a woman who makes beautiful herbs. She has a lot of different blends. This is, she's based out of Southern California, and I can put the link for these in the comments when I'm done. If you guys are interested, just let me know. steamychick.com. She's got some great herb blends, depending on what's going on with you. These are just kind of general for every woman here. And there's motherwort, mugwort. Yarrow is beautiful for women's issues. Rose petals, lavender, and calendula. My own lotions. Yeah, I actually make a lot of like arnica lotions and a lot of healing salves and oils. And I used to sell them when I had my brick and mortar business. So now I just have a lot of amazing stuff left over. And I love to make my own stuff in the kitchen. So anyways, so, you know, those are just examples of some herbs. Those are just kind of like general for all women, based on what you particularly need. I mean, I'm not going to be able to say over here, and I'm not an herbologist, so I'm not going to, you know, say something specific for you, but I can direct you to some places where you can get these. And, you know, this particular blend is just really well-rounded for all women. So this is what I have here. So what I'm going to do is I've got the herbs simmering on the stove. They've been there for about 15 minutes, and so I'm just going to turn that off, and then I'm going to pour them in here, and then I'm going to set the bowl in the bucket right here, and then I'm just going to go sit on this. So I'm going to get this ready, and then we're going to go in the other room. Now what I normally do, like, this is a really sacred thing. This is your yoni. This is just a beautiful time and a beautiful experience. So you know, set some candles. You always want to do this at nighttime. You never want to do it when you're menstruating or when you're pregnant. So, but you do it at nighttime, and then you're going to want to go to bed afterwards. So that's why I had this scheduled so late, and I appreciate some of you are on the East Coast. I know it's very late for you, so I really appreciate you being here. But this is definitely an evening activity, and it just feels so good. So I'm going to come over here so I turn that so you can see, and let's seal on that. Okay, these herbs, I'm actually going to show you some of the herbs right here because they're just freaking beautiful. And this is what's nurturing my feminine and my root and my sacral chakras, and it just smells so amazing. And like this is so much better than fucking surgery, you guys. So much better. And the recovery period, oh, you just go and have an incredible sleep. Sounds freaking great, right? So I'm gonna pour some of these in here, and hopefully you'll be able to see. I'm gonna see if you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see these there. So there's rose petals, there's calendula, there's motherwort, there's all sorts of like beautiful stuff in there. I know it's not the best angle to see those, but you know, they just smell so divine. They smell so heavenly. It's beautiful. And Jamie says, I like candles, diffuse oils. Absolutely. You do want to have a blanket with you for this. She reads Chicken Soup for the Soul. I love that. And listen to Liquid Mild. Oh, it's such a sacred practice. I like to journal. I like to drink tea. I definitely like to light candles when I'm doing this. And you know, I go find my quiet time. It's a great time to meditate as well. And I might put on some guided meditation, or I'll just kind of sit in a dimly lit room. Obviously, I'm not doing that for the sake of this video, but it's such a sacred practice. So make it, you know, make it a really beautiful experience for you. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, I've been trying to figure out how exactly I'm gonna do this on video here with trying to keep everything here. So what I'm gonna do is actually just pour this in here, and then I'm gonna set the bowl down. So I've got this beautiful pot of steaming water. It's like tea for your vagina. How awesome is that, right? Vagina tea? Fuck yeah. All right. I will admit, slightly challenging on the air. Okay. So I've got the pot in the bucket. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on a little road trip into the living room. I have a little area set up over here. I don't have candles, I don't have soothing music set up for this because, you know, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see me. And I'm just wearing a long maxi skirt right now. This is actually easy because this has handles. But, you know, I would just really normally wrap a towel around myself, and then you'll want to have a blanket, because the blanket you're going to wrap around yourself, like ideally from the neck up, and then all the way down, because you want to capture the steam that comes out. So I'm going to see if you can see here. So I've just got the steam, and then what I'm going to do is set this on top. And I'm just gonna drape my skirt over it for the purposes of this video. But I do have a blanket right here. So I'm gonna sit down right here. And It's so soothing and so relaxing. So you do wanna test the steam to make sure that it's not too hot for you. Jamie says she drinks her vagina herb tea. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to drink it in a separate cup, and you obviously don't want to drink the used herb tea. I did see, okay, so Ashley asks, how often do you do this? So that's gonna kind of vary for each person and depending on what's going on with you. So I'm just gonna adjust myself here. Seriously, it feels so good. It's like this beautiful warm steam, like just on your yoni, on your vagina. It feels really good. And then I'm gonna wrap the blanket around. I do have my maxi skirt draped all over, so it's catching the steam too, but you know, just for demonstration purposes. They do actually make these like drapes, like robes just for yoni steaming. I forget what they call it. It's like, I'm totally gonna butcher the name of it, so I can't remember what it's called. But you just wanna drape this around so you're gonna like catch any steam that might seep out too. So Ashley asked, how often do you do this? And if you've never done a steam before, what I would do is, you know, order everything. Like I said, I'll put some links underneath here so you can order everything. I don't get any affiliates, like I don't care about that. But I'll just put the links for what I have there, and where I recommend going and getting your herbs, and then getting the seat too. The herbs and the seat will come from 2 different places, at least mostly for what I recommend. Anytime you do get herbs, you want to make sure that they're organic or wild crafted. And Andrea, yes. I'm so excited for you to watch it. This is like such a fantastic conversation. I love it. So I just actually sat down on the Steam right now. So yeah, it's beautiful. So the replay will be up for 24 hours after this. So what you'll do is get everything, check your period, and I would do, you know, again, the protocol is going to vary depending on every person, but I would do, you know, at least 3 days in a row before your period, 3 to 5 days before your period. It's gonna vary depending on the severity of your symptoms, what you're experiencing, what you're going through. So, you know, that's just a really loose, that's kind of a little, you know, 3 days is very nice. There are some people, like if you are experiencing a lot of cramps, here's the thing about cramps, first of all. So cramping, if you have cramps on your period, it's because you have old residue. And a cramp is your uterus contracting. Right? There's nothing, that's exactly what it is. Your uterus is contracting to try to get rid of the stuff in there. So if you have really bad cramps and you're like nauseous and you feel terrible, then you would want to do something, like if it like takes you out and you have to miss work and you're in bed for a day. I really need some water. It's all the way in there and I'm sitting on a steam. So I would do something more like 5 days or even 7 days. Terrible cramps. Okay, so I would do like 5 to 7 days before your period, and I'm gonna just go ahead and like essentially guarantee you that your next period is gonna be so freaking amazing. So there's I mean, I don't know, like just from this conversation, but from that, like go to steamychick.com/herbs, and she has like 4 different herb blends. I would like, you can read the description to find which one best suits you. I would think it would probably be the cleansing herbs for you. I think that's pretty true for a lot of people. So go check that out. And like each of her packets, I should let her know I'm sending all these people. I've already been sending a ton of people, all my one-on-one clients there, myself included. But each packet you'll get 10 steams from that. So it's like $35 and you get 10 steams worth. So go check that out. And I would do, you know, I'm 5 to 7 there. Thank you so much, Layla. You're a fucking rock star. God, I love you. Layla's my goddess, everybody. If anyone needs branding or strategy, Layla's fucking amazing. So anyways, I hope that answers your question. Yes, I will. Layla just posted the link to steamychick.com, and then you're just gonna go to the menu and go shop or go herbs. It's steamychick.com/herbs. And then I will post the link for the stool as the seat that I got, if that's what you want. Steamy Chick does make steam boxes too. They're like $200. The one I got, the thing that I got is like, and then I just got a 5-gallon bucket, is like $67. So right around $100 and you have everything you need. And yeah, does anyone else have any more questions on this? So I can talk forever. This feels so good. So good. And you know what? You're like, I'm just gonna enjoy this for a second. So you're like, if you're a doctor, like if you go with horrible cramps, your doctor's probably gonna like try to put you on some synthetic hormones, which are going to mask your symptoms and make your problems a lot worse. So when you finally do go off birth control, you're gonna have way worse periods and issues and just a much longer recovery time. So this is gonna help like just take care of that. Now there are a lot of you know, nutrition. There's a lot of nutrition, a lot of energy work you can do to make sure that that doesn't come back. So that'll be really incorporated. Yeah, Jamie has a V-Steam stool. It's not compact. Or it's compact, but it's not portable like mine. Yeah, so for me, like I have, you know, moving overseas in a few months, I just really wanted something super portable. So that's why I got what I wanted. No meds in this house. Good. Yeah, so, you know, this is gonna take care of your immediate issue. Yeah, you can get this Devi Steam, I think I think that's the same one I have, Layla. It is on Amazon, and it's from their website as well too. It's like the same price. I just lost my train of thought because Layla is amazing and she posted the link there. Yeah, so again, like I just wanted something portable, so that met my needs. It's getting warmer and warmer as I'm sitting here, and it just feels so good. I'm starting to sweat a little bit up here. Good for teens just starting their menstrual cycle too. So I think that this would be great, particularly if your teens, does she have like cramps? Does she have nausea? Does she have a lot of discomfort? Because your cycle should not be uncomfortable. Like that's the main thing. It shouldn't be uncomfortable. So if she's having discomfort, even if she's having like mood swings, that type of a thing, I mean, there's a lot of hormonal balance going on there. Yeah, like I would, and this I think could be, she's a lot of cramps. Yeah, then I would do this. I wouldn't do as much as like for you, Andrea, but am I saying it right, Andrea, or is it Andrea? I know people with both pronunciations, but yeah, if she has a lot of cramps, then yeah. There's probably some emotional stuff going on there too. And here's the thing too, like this, at that age, to really connect her with her divine feminine and to own her femininity, like that's gonna be so powerful for her, and that's gonna help her so much as she grows up into, you know, being adult and to really like stand her ground, particularly around, you know, people that hopefully she never gets into a situation where people want to take advantage of her. But I think that will be fucking amazing for her, and you'll be really setting her up for a lot of, you know, just confidence, a lot of confidence as a woman, because it's so ingrained in our society, right, that we need to be ashamed of our bodies, and there's so much peer pressure, and there's so much media pressure around women too. This whole Taylor Swift thing, I think, is actually like really great because it's drawing attention to it. You know, I think this is all part of this like grand, you know, divine timing for us women to like really, really, really own how incredible we are and how incredible our vaginas are and our yonis are. I am a big fan of Regina Thomashauer. If anyone has not discovered her yet, she has actually her newer book, it came out last year, Pussy, A Reclamation. I just started it yesterday. I got it on Kindle and audiobook, and it's fucking amazing. I read her first book several years ago. I was actually seeing a counselor for just recovery from issues with men and trauma and stuff like that, and she gave me one of her books, and yeah, she's awesome. So, and it's funny because I'm actually writing my own book that talks a lot about this, and then I went back to Regina Thomashauer because I've been recommending her a lot, and I discovered this newer book of her, and yeah, Jamie says I love that book. Yeah, it's great. And the foreword by Christiane Northrup, who I got Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom when I was 19, living in a teepee in eastern British Columbia, way in the mountains. That's when I first came across Christiane Northrup, and so I just feel really blessed that I see a lot of these instances like that, living in a teepee, and someone handed me this giant encyclopedia of women's health and women's bodies, and really have had like a long history of you know, coming into this so that I can help other women, and this is just so much my calling. So yes, I am writing my own book. The first draft will be done in about 3 months or so. We'll see. I'm like 2,500 words in on it. But yeah, it's really taking shape and evolving so much. I do everything in my head and then it all comes out. But yeah, so any questions, any comments? I love to hear from you. I love all the hearts. Thank you so much. This steam feels so good, and I'm totally getting a little sweaty right here. Like my eye makeup's starting to run. Feels freaking amazing, and you know, I'm really, truly, truly nurturing my womb and my inner goddess. And
And, you know, there were many years where I called my period a pain in the ass. And, you know, my doctor, my female nurse practitioner, gave me full on permission to continue taking birth control and skip the placebo week so that I could avoid my period because it was such a pain in the ass. I had super gentle periods. Like I never even had PMS. All of my boyfriends can attest to that. But she's like, oh yeah, you know, like my female nurse practitioner here, like just, you know, skip that. You can skip your period every 2 or 3 months. You'll be fine. No wonder I had a fucking miscarriage. Honestly. So, you know, own your divine feminine. And the thing is, like, this is way more fun than going to the doctor and having them say some shit that doesn't feel good for us and doesn't resonate with us. And Kristen, yes, please do. I'm gonna keep the replay up for 24 hours. So do watch this from the beginning. We're kind of winding down now. Again, if you do have any questions, I know you just joined, you know, feel free to throw them out there. But I'm just trying to spread my message of love your yoni, own your divine feminine, own how amazing you are, and teach your daughters, teach your friends, teach your mothers to really love and embrace their feminine too. I'm working on my mom. She's not in this group, and bless her heart. She's so wonderful, but, you know, even she a few months ago said, I can't believe women are making such a huge fuss of all this stuff. Like, you know, men do their thing and that's fine. Like, she thinks I'm ridiculous when I stick up for myself when old men want to kiss me. And they get mad at me for telling them no and telling them to, like, fuck off. Like, it's fucked up. It's seriously fucked up. My mom just actually laughed at me this afternoon about that. Mom, I love you so much, but like, for real, 60-year-old men getting mad at me when I'm holding my infant because I told them no because they can't kiss me, like, that's fucked up shit. And this is so ingrained on just in our society, right? That, oh, men are gonna do that and we just need to deal with it. Fuck, no we don't. Like, we need to own our power and like really come up and be confident and call them out when they're being unacceptable and when they're being inappropriate. And I think so many of us, just myself included, for a long time, I've been doing a lot of work on it myself. This is largely what my book is about, is, you know, it takes practice and it takes a while and it takes consistency, and it's fucking frustrating, but like, we've got a job to do, and I think we need to, you know, teach our daughters and teach our mothers and teach all women, because there are a lot of women that think that owning your divine, owning your feminine is ridiculous. So, Kirsten says, I'm birth control right now, and I was wondering if there was a more natural way to keep from getting pregnant. Yeah, there is. I mean, I can't see the whole comment on here because I'm on my phone and it's too long, but yes, there are absolutely natural ways to keep from getting pregnant. Start tracking your period first and foremost. I really like the Kandara app because it does all the math for you. Because tracking your period, and when you track your period, you gotta like feel your cervix and you gotta feel your cervical mucus and you gotta take your temperature. So I for accurate results, you gotta do that. I really like the Kandara app. It does all that math for you, and it gives you reminders to like go to the bathroom and just check yourself. So it doesn't take very long, and you really connect with yourself in a much more intimate way. Like, to feel, the first time I felt my cervix, I was like, whoa, no shit, like, that's fucking awesome. I've been a body worker for 18 years, but like, seriously, I was like, oh my God, that's freaking amazing. Like, and then feeling the changes in my cervix too, like it shifts every day. So really connecting with your body, that's gonna be the best way. you've been using the Clue app. I'm not familiar with the Clue app. Kendara was the first one. I wore this necklace yesterday that I'm sensitive to, the chain, so I keep like itching, and especially since I'm sweating right now, it's like accentuating the itching. So sorry if you see me doing this, that's why. You can see the changes in my hair too, like I'm totally sweating right here. This is amazing. So yeah, Jamie, I'm not familiar with the Clue app. I've had great success with Kendara. I really like it. So that's, you know, the one that I'm most familiar with and recommend. But yeah, so anyways, I was going off on a little bit of a rant of like connecting with yourself and owning and developing your confidence as a woman, as the divine, like incredible freaking woman that you are. Like, we're amazing, dude. We can create life, and we are trained to think that, you know, skipping our periods the things that help us release the old is a pain in the ass. Who likes holding on and carrying around shit for years? Fuck no. Like, get rid of that stuff. And we have the unique opportunity once a month to be able to do that. So it's really something to be embraced. Really something to be embraced. And if you're having uncomfortable periods, it's because you're still holding on to stuff. So, you know, if you're having cramps, your uterus is contracting to try to get rid of stuff. If you have brown blood, it's old stuff. If you have irregular periods, it's because there's so much stuff in there that your body knows you won't actually bleed and get rid of it, so it stops producing a period. And you can fix this stuff really quickly, really quickly. So, yeah, I really encourage every single one of you that's watching live and that is watching the replay to, you know, take control, because you have it. It's one thing that I say over and over and over to everybody in my group, on my lives, in my posts, is that the number one person with the biggest impact on your fertility, on your reproductive health, is you. By what you put in your body, what you put on your body, and what you say to yourself as well. You know, that's something I catch my clients on. I have a client, I love her. I totally called her out on how she was referring to her eggs yesterday. Like, you know, if you're 40 plus years old, your eggs are not old and, you know, gammy. They can be, but you can also change that and fix that. And that happens with everything you think, everything you say, everything you put in your body, everything you put on your body, and everything you do for your body. So love it, honor her, because she truly is the incredible vessel that is taking you through this life. So you can hopefully find and live your divine purpose and your life purpose. And you're really going to get on track by doing that as you start owning and embracing and opening up and unlocking your divine feminine. It's so true. And I am speaking from experience. I'm continuing to do it myself on a deeper and deeper and deeper level. And I'm continuing to, you know, as I develop my skills, like I have like clairaudience, claircognizance, clairsentient, clairvoyant, and then like my Archangel Michael is one of my he's my main guide. And in talking to him, I talk to him and I talk to Gabriel a lot. Gabriel is the angel of fertility, for those who are not aware. And I talk to them a lot, and it's like, as I own this and do more of this, then my ability to communicate with them and my powers open up so much. And I get so much more insight and download and clarity from them. You know, whereas before it was a little bit hazy, now it's like we just fucking rap. And it's like I get everything that they say and that they are downloading, and I just act 100% through them. I mean, it's more like I'm just sitting back letting them do the work. Really, that's what it is. So, anyways, own your amazing, own your feminine, nurture yourself, detox yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, and know that your period is a freaking blessing, and you can fix it if it's causing you issues. You can totally fix your fertility. And yeah, just continue being being amazing, because you are. Yeah. Any questions? Comments? Anything? I'm not sure how long we've been on here for. I don't know if this is going to tell me. So when you steam, as I said earlier, you do want to steam in the evening before bed. You can see I'm all sweaty and everything here. You do want to steam in the evening before bed, and you want to steam for about 20 to 40 minutes. So grab a cup of tea, grab your journal, light some candles, have a sacred time with yourself. Tell your partner you're going to go meditate if you want. It really is. This is a form of meditation, absolutely. And then you want to, again, like clean out your pot afterwards and keep a separate pot just for steams, because, you know, particularly if you have fibroids, if you have a lot of old blood, you're going to be drawing stuff out. Some things can come out when you're sleeping at nighttime or when you're taking a shower the next day. They can also come right out in the pot too. So just be mindful of that. So you want to have a pot specifically for your steam, and make something pretty. Make it something pretty. Like, make it something that you enjoy and that you're excited to look at and, you know, to have serve you. And yeah, about 20 to 40 minutes, and then go get yourself nice and ready for bed. So I'm so grateful for each and every one of you that's joined here live. We got some great engagement. I will put links. Layla, you are fucking amazing, and you put some links in here for me. I love you so much. And also, yeah, I think you put the link for my stool in there, and you also put the link for Steamy Chick in the comments. So that's such a huge help. Any other comments, replay viewers, anyone else that goes back and watches this, feel free to leave a comment. You might want to tag my name just to make sure, because my notifications are off the freaking charts lately, so I don't want to miss anything. And yeah, thank you so much for joining in. You are such a beautiful, incredible daughter of the divine, and I'm so blessed that you're here. And yeah, just thank you for being you. And let's get to work. Let's make this world a better place by owning our divine feminine. So thank you so much, ladies. Have a beautiful, beautiful night, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.